Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
It's Talking Real Money time again. Hello, everybody. Don McDonald here, along with Tom Cock on the Talking Real Money podcast, and we're here to help. I know that's sometimes when people say that, it's not a good thing, but here it's a good thing because we try to help you through the podcast, through things we share with you, and we hope they're educational and also a little entertaining. And today we may be leaning a little closer to the entertainment side of things. And for the good of the order, we decided that this would not be a video cast today, given the topic that Tom wanted to pursue.
Oh, come on. I'm getting the blame for this one.
Of course you are. You came up with it.
I didn't come up with it. It was written up in beautiful financial advising. No, this one's from, we got to give full credit.
Wealth Management
News.
Investment News. Yeah. I cannot get a free online subscription to Investment News, and I don't want to pay $400 a year for inside baseball stuff. Investment News,
what we would call an industry. Can we say it? Just rag? I don't know.
And it's funny, they send me the print one, but I don't want the print one. I don't read print stuff.
No, he doesn't even know how to do that anymore.
I hate print. I hate it. I like my iPad. It's wonderful. Well, today, the topic that Tom, lonely, frustrated Tom, wants to talk about is his favorite pastime, financial advice for strippers.
This is a serious topic.
It is.
Yeah, we're gonna disrobe this topic for you. We're gonna. No, we can't say that.
Yeah.
No, okay. Here's the reason.
Topic.
The reason we're going to talk about it. First of all, it was in Investment News.
Yeah.
And this is a serious story. They call this young lady a niche advisor. A niche advisor, and she is not an entertainer. She isn't. She's a CFP. She's 28. She's a CFP. So she takes herself seriously.
Yeah.
But she's decided to build a practice, in her words, for adult entertainers because she feels like there's a stigmatized group that aren't being served by the wealth management industry. By the way, I have if you are in the adult entertainment industry and you want help, call me. I'm not going to say
he'd be glad to help.
Yeah. I'm not going to say no. No.
Yeah.
It sounds funny to be inviting that, but I've never said,
but here's
honestly, I've never said no to anybody. So I don't care what you do for a living.
Wait. I thought you meant something else. Okay. Never. You mean financial advice?
Yeah. God's sakes, dude.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know enough. I don't know much about this woman, but
you can look at the website if you want.
She's a brilliant marketer.
What full page piece in the Investment News? You got to think that generated a few calls. Although I do wonder if adult entertainers read this magazine much. They probably don't. She said her clients deliberately keep their personal and family lives separate from their work, which I guess
is probably a good idea.
Probably,
as a matter of fact, it's probably a good idea if you just don't even let your family know. In some cases,
don't bring work home at night. That kind of thing.
She says we work with clients across the spectrum of adult entertainment: strippers, escorts, actresses, models, content creators on sites like OnlyFans and Twitch, and other niche markets.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go look at any of those sites because they'll shut my computer down if I do. So anyway, why are we bringing this up other than it's cute,
funny.
It's kind of
funny.
Tickler. It is funny. Here's why I thought it was an interesting
kind of
piece.
A tickler.
Yeah, I'm sorry that didn't come out. I'm sorry, that was not intended as it.
Escort's got that in the bag.
Yeah.
This is not the radio show, folks.
No,
this is the podcast.
No.
So we don't have to worry as much about the dad with the kids in the backseat going.
We haven't said cheesecake yet.
We haven't said cheesecake.
We will.
Daddy, what's a stripper?
Yeah, thank you.
And it's funny. Her clients pay her through Stripe. So strippers are paying through Stripe.
Strip. Okay. Why is this entertaining? Why titillating? Here's why. Here's why.
Okay, that one was funny.
Thank you. I don't like people hiring advisors due to their affinity. In other words, I don't think, because we were going to tie this into the Lutheran Brotherhood, weren't we, somehow? Anyway, maybe not. That's another podcast.
Well, it kind of, you mean Thrivent.
Yeah, because they sell to Lutherans.
Right.
And they sell...
do. Well, no, they sell to everybody now.
Yeah,
but it used to be a Lutheran thing.
But it's still and I can, from personal experience,
they sell really expensive funds.
Yeah, the funds expenses are horrible. And my brother ran into this because my brother is a Lutheran, right? And a practicing one. And he met someone at church and they said, hey, sorry to hear about your mom passing away. Gee, you came into some money. Can I help you? This is how it works. Right?
This is how it has to work because they're all commissioned.
And my brother, exactly. My brother said, well, should I talk to him? I said, no. I said, I'm sure he's a fine person. I'm sure that this woman is a fine, they're probably their heart's in the right place. You mentioned on a recent podcast, they think they're doing the right thing for people, right?
Yes.
But most of the time they're not, because they're selling, as I said, crappy products. We ran into somebody that's been working with for 10 years. They're in their 60s. They never even wrote them a financial plan. I was like, why are you in the, I don't know. Okay. But back to the situation at hand here. As I said, trying to disrobe this, unclothe it a little bit, try to give you some inside information.
Trying to peel back all the layers.
Peel back the layers. Thank you. Okay. So I'm not a fan of you hiring an advisor.
Oh, wait.
The fact that you're a stripper, the fact that you may want to hire somebody else who only works with you, I'm not a fan of that, because I think it leads to you placing an too much trust in somebody that you shouldn't trust, because you trust them because they serve our group. And this is where we see affinity fraud. I'm not saying this woman is going to do that, and I don't think she even manages money. She just charges a flat fee. But I'm saying it's not a reason to hire somebody. Number two, and this again may sound funny when I'm talking about strippers, your relationship with your advisor should be a business relationship. I know many of you hire us, and thank you for that, because you like us. I get to talk to you on the phone. I remember from the podcast, et cetera, which is great. But still, this is a business relationship. We're building a plan.
Count on Tom not taking a single item of clothing off. Not one.
Darn it. I'm glad this is not the...
no, I'm so glad that doesn't happen.
The combo cast. So, and it should be a business relationship. Number three, the reason you hire anybody, period, in this business or in any business, 100% fiduciary, no commissions, and they all use low-cost mutual funds or exchange-traded funds, period. No reason to run out and hire somebody who is trying to help the adult entertainment industry. Again, no offense, but if you are one of those people, did I say that right? If you're in that industry and you want help, find somebody for the reasons I just mentioned, the 100% fiduciary.
Because they're a great, because
they're a great advisor.
By the way, she, everything I can see, I've never seen one of her portfolios, one of her suggested portolios,
you have
but
to
everything
go to one of those aforementioned websites to see that. No, that's a bad joke. Sorry.
She's a CFP, and she does apparently act as a fiduciary.
She does.
Her website looks good. It's just a very clever marketing niche.
Yeah, no,
it really is. It's very clever, and I give her huge kudos for that. But you want to find somebody who does the things you need doing too. And she could be the one if you're a stripper, but it's only strippers and escorts. And speaking of Thrivent used to be
them in the same pot here. Okay.
Yeah, Thrivent. Well, because we mentioned Thrivent because of the affinity sale. Thrivent once was the Lutheran Brotherhood, which was a nonprofit organization designed to help Lutherans manage their money. They changed the name to Thrivent because they wanted to broaden their scope. It is still a nonprofit, yet I don't understand how, as a nonprofit, because when you say nonprofit, the implication is, oh, I'm trying to do well for others. I'm trying to do right by others. How can Thrivent, with a clear conscience, sell anybody, much less their Lutheran brethren, a mutual fund such as this one, the Thrivent Moderate Allocation Fund, which is a balanced fund? It's a more aggressive balanced fund than a 60-40, but it is it's like 65-35. So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And, it's made up of a bunch of stocks and a bunch of bonds, not as many as a Vanguard Balanced Index, for example. But if you get into that fund with your friend from church at Thrivent, you will pay to get into that fund 4.5% of your money.
And get this is a balanced fund. So it's really, it's not that complicated to run. Ratio, I've got it right in front of me. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Go ahead. You share that expense ratio.
99 basis points. That to me
I'm looking at 1.02.
Okay, well, I'm showing 99 here, and somebody sent this to me from some Thrivent client.
I've got the latest number from Morningstar. That's up to 1.02.
Okay, and if you want to own a balanced index
similar
fund,
portfolio,
Vanguard
Balance.
How much? No commission.
And instead of 1.02, it's 0.07.
You don't have to be a math major.
There's no comparison.
No, I mean, to figure out that, wow. I mean, and that's really where the world is a 0.07. It's not 1.02. 1.02 is something you found 30 years ago when people didn't pay any attention.
When I was a stockbroker.
And if these people think that they're your friend selling you this, they're not your friend. No, they're not. So
they're not your friend. If you want to learn just how much they're not your friend, listen to yesterday's podcast.
Yeah, and you looked into how much the people
tomorrow's
podcast. How much these people running Thrivent were making.
Oh my gosh,
it's crazy.
Their salaries are ridiculous, and I know they'll argue. That's like in the 8 figures.
Yeah,
and I know they'll argue. This will be the argument. I hate this argument. Well, we've got to be competitive in the market to get the right CEO.
Howard Schultz back to Starbucks. We need to pay him a lot of money.
Right.
I get it.
You know what? I'll run your dang company and straighten out those funds, and I'll do it for 7 figures. Call me.
Is this the end of the podcast? Is this over?
Okay. Well, if they call me
anyway
to run Thrivent, I'm going to just go. I am going to cut their expenses down to the bare bones. I'm going to get rid of all of the sales force. We're just going to help people, and we're going to charge a lot less.
I'm going to predict that you don't do that, and within a year, you have a private jet to come out and see me. That's just
not going to happen. Okay. I'm not that bad. I'm not. Okay. Well, you know what? I realize that, with my experience now on the radio, on the podcast, with investment advisory firms, I could probably, even at my advanced age,
rapidly
go to some financial services company somewhere and make a whole lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what I do this for. I do this to help people like Fernando from Florida.
Yes, Fernando, and you know who you are. Go ahead, yes.
Fernando. He is ready to ask a question. Hi, guys. This is Fernando from Florida, which is where I live, Fernando.
Yes.
First, I want to thank you for your show because it gives me very helpful information to learn how to better invest for my future retirement. I am 47 and have a new job with a Roth 401k and a 6% match. On your risk quiz, I get an 82. Go, Fernando, go. And look at his 401k. Look at his options. Oh, this is so lovely. All right, Tom, take notes because he's going to ask you to help him allocate.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
VITSX, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Index.
How many total stock indexes do they have?
That's the fund. That's the fund.
Okay.
It's the same as VTWAX, but it's the investor share or the institutional shares.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
With by the way, a 7 basis point expense ratio.
And this is global, or this is just
This
US?
is global. This is global.
Yep.
Okay, this is global. I'm just trying to help you out here.
Thank you.
Then the next one is. Oh, he has this one too? Oh, wow. VITAX, which is the total international stock index, Admiral. The VIMAX, I want to make sure I have that right. I don't want to get that wrong. Yes, which is the mid-cap index, Admiral. The VSMAX, which is the Vanguard small cap index, Admiral. And last but not least, the total bond market, VBTLX. What would be your recommended allocation for each fund, Thomas?
Okay, well, so here's the thing. So I'm trying to make sure I understood this. He has the global fund, but then he also has the U.S. total market.
Yeah,
So you got a lot of overlap there.
Yeah, you got, well, what? No, but he has these available. See, what I would say, I'm just going to jump ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and do it. I can do it for you right now.
Do it. I know you can do it.
First of all,
I have confidence in you.
Thank you.
Scored
Finally.
an 82.
Yeah, so we're going to go with an 80-20, 80% in stocks, 20% in bonds. So
too conservative.
How old is
disagree. He? 47.
How old?
I'd go 90-10 if he got an 82.
Okay. We'll go with you today because
no.
You're magic.
I'm deferring to
in flipping cars.
I'm deferring to you because you had a bad day.
All right. 80-20, 20% in the total bond. No brainer. That's easy. But here's so you have 80% left to put in stocks. I think this is easy. I think you put 60% in the VITSX and 20% in the VSMAX.
See, we agree on that point.
Pretty easy. So
we
you
agree
give
on
yourself
that point.
A decent weighting of small. You got a global portfolio, and you get it for pennies. Or you can call your friends at Thrivent and see if they'll sell you a nice loaded fund with a big expense ratio.
I want to commend your employer, whomever they might
this
be.
Is good. Yeah,
for really doing right by their employees. Thank you to Fernando's employer from all of us at Talking Real Money.
It's awesome.
We're very proud of you. That is some wonderful choices. We love having wonderful choices. We hate it when somebody calls and says, well, I have the Thrivent funds to choose from, or I have the Oppenheimer funds or the Invesco, whatever, All right. Well, that was fun. Let's do one more because we're just on a roll.
Yep. I know you got to go because you got to put the podcast together and get it out there.
I know. Okay. I know. All right. Here we go.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'll save this one. I think I'm going to save this one for tomorrow. All right, here we go. Hi, Tom and Don. Really great info, and thanks for all you do. My wife, 38, and I, 30. Oh, sorry. My wife, 34, and I, 38, are both federal employees and participate in the TSP. As you probably know, it has 5 core funds: C, S, I, F, G. Does that spell something? Oh my gosh, that is today's Wordle word.
No.
Syphidig.
I'm hoping it's not, but okay.
But it's a 5-letter word. I wonder if maybe
Wordle.
No, it doesn't. I got to do my Wordle today. I did yesterday's Wordle in 4. That's not my best.
All right.
Let's see. This summer, they will offer a mutual fund window where you can buy funds outside the core funds. After listening to your show and others, I would like to incorporate
say that again?
I'm just reading the letter.
Read it again.
This summer, they will offer a mutual fund window where you can buy funds outside of the core funds in the TSP.
You mean like continually invest in them?
Apparently.
I didn't know this. This is news to me. I'm going to have to go read up. Yeah.
All right. Well, apparently he can now. He says, after listening to your show and others, I would like to incorporate small cap value. Combined,
which they do not have. That's true.
Right. Combined, we have over 600,000 in TSP. The fees to use this window.
Okay. That's what I was trying to get to. Yeah.
The fees for the use of this window is $95 annual maintenance fee.
Okay.
$28.75 per trade, and a $55 annual administrative fee.
Okay, so it's 100 plus 55, and what was the one in the middle?
The trade is $28.75.
So, but you're going to pay that every time you buy it?
Because
you're putting money in. You're putting money in every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, you would pay that every time you. This doesn't sound like that good a deal, does it?
I don't think so. I just used the.
No, I think that's a terrible
deal.
deal.
The portfolio up at 401-411. Go to 401-411.com. Click on plans, and then click on the TSP. I wouldn't mess with that.
And he's right now he's 50% C and 50% S, which means he has small cap value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He just it's got small cap growth and value. No, that's not worth it. That is just not worth it. I'm trying to find this
on their website. I'm not seeing it.
That is way too much money.
Oh, here we go. Add to the TSP window for additional funds. Yeah, I don't know. Coming later this year, it just says, I don't know why they would have those humongous costs. Because you could, anyway, there's a lot of other ways to do it that would be cheap.
And here's what we would do. If you want to add small cap value, bear in mind that a small cap value ETF is going to have very, very, very little tax liability. Even the Vanguard small cap fund isn't going to, because Vanguard's got this sneaky little way of moving capital gains over into their ETF. So even their funds don't distribute capital gains. Or much in the way of. So you can go just right to Vanguard and set up your Roth or something there in addition to this and still get your small cap value overload a little bit. But I wouldn't do it through this.
No,
We're in agreement?
Total agreement. I don't, it just doesn't make sense to me why they want to charge that much in a world where this can all be done electronically for really pretty cheap, but okay.
Oh my gosh, you set me up. In a world where we can do all of this very cheap.
That was too easy. Yeah.
One man, no two. Talk real money almost every day on this here podcast. And on KNWK.
WN.
K.
Northwest News.
NWN.
Yeah.
Right.
In Northwest Seattle. News. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, thanks. We're going. We're out of here. I am Don McDonald.
I do want to offer help. I do want to offer help because I talked to some great people this week.
Oh, please. Yeah, no.
Fabulous.
I need all the help I can get. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I talked to a gentleman in his 30s in New York. I talked to a young lady in Texas in her early 40s. And you know what? I got to spend like 20 minutes on the phone with each of them, got them on their way, and away they go. It's fabulous. I mean, a couple little changes here or there, and they're like, it's great. I love it.
Folks, he's not kidding.
No, I enjoyed it.
He and the advisors at our firm, Vestry by Appella, actually like doing
this.
Woman
was she goes, I never would have expected you would call me. I said, we're here to help you. And literally in about 20 minutes, we got a couple little changes on her portfolio. She'd made a lot of good decisions, a little changes. So we help everybody, if it's you there, or if you're like us getting older and the questions about retirement and income and those things, we're happy to give you a little time there to get you on the right track. So set up a meeting and take advantage. Easy.
It's so easy to do. You just go to vestory.com, VESTORY.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, set up an appointment, period. Ding, you're done. That was easy, wasn't it?
And we won't sell you any commission products. We won't sell you any high expense funds.
We don't even
won't
pressure
sell you
to become a client.
No.
We don't.
Nope.
No. It's our own little it's karma marketing. It actually is good for us. We have found that this is really good for business. Isn't that funny? How treating people right can be good for business. Car Dealers of America, take note. Treating people with respect is good for business. Oh, I'm so tired of arguing with car dealers and the obfuscation and the opacity in their dealings. It is just awful. I tell you, there are only two businesses left where you have to haggle. That's real estate and cars.
It's got to end, you would think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when you call me, please speak to me as you might a young child or a golden retriever. I'd appreciate it.
Oh, that's in tomorrow's podcast.
Tune in then. You'll find out what the heck is he talking about.
Tune in. Because here's our hope. Our hope is that YouTube isn't going to say you can't use this video because it is fair use. Literally, for educational purposes, it is fair use. Plus, fair use also says you're not making any money on it. We're not making any money on it. And we're promoting stuff for them. So you'll see on tomorrow's or here on tomorrow's. Thank you. Bye. It's time to leave because we have to go study up and get ready to, in the future, talk real money.
We hope
you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appella Capital, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.